Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for joining. My name is Paul Zimmerman, and I'm a director of a company called Invdev, which provides digital and technical solutions for sort of complex problems for many enterprises in the area and also for the public sector. Today, in association with Surrey Chambers of Commerce, we are going to be talking about turbocharging your business with AI and automation. Got a bit of a, 1 second. So these are some of the clients we've worked with over the years. We work with a lot of large government departments, including the Department for Works and Pensions and Department for Transport. We work with the largest environmental organization in America called the Sierra Club, as well as up in Scotland, Social Security Scotland. And several sort of local authorities and private enterprises in the local area. Reading, Elmbridge, we work with, and lots of other local authorities in the area. This is a little picture of us. It's basically this kind of what we look like. Our offices are over in Woking, but we also have offices in Dublin and a team up in Newcastle as well. So today we're going to talk about artificial intelligence and automation and how you can use it to drive your business forward. And feel free to ask questions at any point. As Neve said at the very beginning, we'd love to get any kind of questions that you've got. As and when you've got them, throw them into the chat, and then we can deal with them at the end of the presentation. So to go back, I want to give a little bit of a sort of a history of technology, not too long. But of course, this device here is 40 years old. Introduced in 1984, the Mac arguably revolutionized personal computing. And when Steve Jobs did a tour of America, it became a national bestseller in America. These are some kids at my university who were using the Macintosh in 1985, 86. And fast forward then to the years like 1999, 2000, and a company called Amazon came along. I was very lucky. I wound up working for Amazon for many years. And in fact, this is what Amazon looked like in 2000 when I was there. And you can see how kind of basic their web pages were. And so, we're talking about AI and automation today, but actually technology has been here for a long, long time. It's been driving businesses forward for the best part of 30, 40 years. However, it's fair to say that AI has been popular for really only about a year. It's about just under a year and a half that ChatGPT was released to the wild. Basically, ChatGPT 3.5 was released on November 30th in 2022. And so it's been an interesting kind of year and a half. And of course, AI has captured the public imagination from the covers of magazines all around the world. It's become the new word, the new buzz phrase. And I describe it kind of like the word technology itself or digital that came after that, where you talk about agencies or suppliers in a market, and we have a catch-all phrase of digital. And these days, no one really knows what digital means, and I would argue that artificial intelligence is much the same. It applies to pretty much everything. It is technology. It is digital, and it's also the future of how we're going to work. This is 1 second. Don't know why that's a little bit of a lag there. There you go. AI has actually been around for a long time. So the term artificial intelligence is actually coined at this conference, artificial intelligence conference. At a place called Dartmouth, which is my alma mater in New Hampshire in America. And Marvin Minsky is in the back there in the middle, and he's like the godfather of AI. The term artificial intelligence was actually coined at this Dartmouth conference. In 1997, Garry Kasparov here was defeated. He was a world champion in chess, and he was defeated by Deep Blue, which was effectively an AI chess player. And so here's Professor Chris Watkins, who as recently as a couple of years ago came and spoke at our tech meetup that we run out of our offices called Surrey Devs. And Chris is a professor of artificial intelligence at Royal Holloway up the road from us. And he gave us a sort of an introduction to how large language models actually work. And so AI has been around for a long, long time. And I'm not going to talk about the types of AI. I mean, there's all sorts of different types of AI, so we're not going to talk about that today. We're also not going to talk about sort of all these acronyms. Hopefully, we're going to get away from acronyms. But yeah, we're not going to get into too much of that. We're going to try and keep it nice and simple. And I think the point of this is that actually, as I said, it's kind of like the way that we refer to technology and digital, in that it's a catch-all phrase. That applies to how everything gets run in a business of the future. As I say, chat is 1 year old. I created this image, by the way, using ChatGPT. It was dead simple. I gave it a simple prompt that kind of said, give me a birthday cake with 1 candle on it. And literally, this is what I got back. And today, ChatGPT is used by 100 million humans every single week. It's the fastest growing app in the history of all apps. And it is nothing more than basically a tool, as the calculator was, or a spreadsheet is. And I would argue that ChatGPT and other sort of LLMs are really just simply a toolbox. That's all it is. It's increasingly replacing search. And we can have a conversation about this perhaps after the presentation. I know a few of you on the call actually work in digital marketing, so it'd be good to get your thoughts on this. This is a search that I did for how will AI affect business in the future. And the problem with search these days is that actually everything I got above the fold there is an ad. It's somebody sort of pushing their stuff on me. And I would argue that not just Google, but others have kind of perhaps commercialized search to the point where it's almost, it's lost a lot of its utility. And so these days, we wonder how effective search is. Now, when we have a query with something, we're looking for something, unless it's very specific and we know we're going to go to a particular web page, for instance. Search in terms of what Google designed search for, and others like Bing, is now being diminished and taken over by large language models and AI. So the way I think about AI and ChatGPT is, this is kind of a version of myself. I'm having deep thoughts all by myself a lot about little fluffy clouds. And basically, this is a version of me with ChatGPT. And I see it as a conversation with myself. That's how I talk about it with other folks who perhaps aren't technology people. They go, well, I'm really scared of AI, or I don't really understand AI, I don't get it. AI is nothing more than basically a tool to have a conversation with yourself, and that other self is simply connected to the entire internet, all data, all content. I can query almost anything, and I can have that conversation with myself. And I'm going to show you some examples in a little bit. Let's talk about the various areas of a business and what we can do using AI and automation. So I've taken some segments of businesses and I'm going to cut them out. And again, more than happy to have questions from folks, and we can pick up questions at the end. But the first area is research and development. And we look at R&D. There are lots of things that AI and automation can help us with. One, innovation ideation, so we can create new product and service ideas, leveraging market trends, and get customer feedback. Research analysis, efficiently process large volumes of research data to extract actionable insights. A prototyping assistant, this is a big one. So you can provide conceptual and design guidance for the development of prototypes. Competitive analysis is an interesting one. You can analyze competitors' products and strategies to identify opportunities for innovation or improvement. And project planning, you can get assistance in outlining R&D project plans, timelines, and resource requirements. Let me give you an example. This is one that I did with a data set it's an open public data set that I got from the Mayor of London's office. So if you go to the Mayor of London's website, they have a data store. And you can see here the Greater London Authority population projections in a data set that's 150 megs. Now, I'm okay with spreadsheets, and I could probably do VLOOKUPs rather, and other sort of tools in a spreadsheet. but it would take me a lot of time to do that kind of stuff in the old days. I took that data set that you can see here, and I basically just dumped the entire data set, that entire sort of spreadsheet, if you will, and I stuck customer feedback, social media conversations, and market trends. Again, automation is really, really good tool for this to gain insights into consumer behavior and preferences, informing more targeted marketing strategies. Personalization, you can use AI to tailor digital marketing efforts to individual customers based on their interactions and behaviors, potentially increasing engagement and conversion rates. Your SEO strategy, you can optimize website content for search engines. LLMs like ChatGPT can suggest keywords and create SEO-friendly content, improving online visibility. And then finally, campaign analysis. You can evaluate the performance of marketing campaigns, analyzing data, and providing insights on effectiveness and areas for improvement. This is a screenshot of OpenAI's sort of beta of something called Sora, S-O-R-A, which is their video creator. This is pretty remarkable. It's not been made available to the public just yet, but they announced the release of this in a private sort of fashion, and they're doing sort of testing of it now. And the prompt here was just simply: a stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled with a warm glowing neon and animated city signage. She wears a black leather jacket, a long red dress, and black boots. And this is a minute-long video that the AI from OpenAI created. Pretty outstanding. And you can even create a song. So this is a song. I created a Chamber of Commerce blues song in a sort of a country blues style. And this AI called Suno actually came up with the lyrics on the right-hand side. So it's moved. The whole market is moving at a massive pace. In sales, you can use AI for lead generation. So you can utilize market and customer data to identify and prioritize potential sales leads. You can recraft your sales strategy. You can formulate effective sales strategies based on predictive analytics, improving sales outcomes. CRM enhancement, you can integrate AI into your CRM systems. HubSpot is very strong on this at the minute for a deeper understanding of customer behaviors and needs. Sales forecasting, you can predict future sales trends, helping in inventory and resource planning. And in customer interaction scripts, you can develop scripts for sales calls or emails personalized to different customer segments. In finance, use all sorts you can do. There's data analysis, there's automation of routine tasks. You can do risk assessment. Operations, so you can do all sorts here from an AI and automation standpoint, and this is the automation in particular is really helping boost operations and make them more efficient. You've got process automation, you've got supply chain management. Customer service is one that's, I'm going to show you an example, I think, of a company that's really strong in this, a company called UiPath. You can do quality control, so you can analyze production data to identify quality issues and suggest corrective actions, and then resource management. All of these areas are kind of being made more efficient with AI and automation. I mentioned UiPath. I'm going to deviate away from the screen here, and let's see, it should still be, there you go, fantastic. So this is a YouTube video. We'll send a link around later, but basically this is how document processing is being accelerated by the automation company UiPath. Our developers are working with UiPath to basically learn how to do automations and get automations into business processes. I'll send this link around, but basically this is a video of a customer service agent who receives sort of an email from somebody, and they used to manually process applications, and nowadays, and I'm going to zip through this because I didn't want to share the whole video. You would have seen the documents would get sorted, the request is validated, all this kind of thing. And basically, nowadays, you have a situation where if I play it from here, oops. You can see that the automation tool is actually picking up various fields in emails and then basically double checking those, putting those into its system, and then it's going to automatically sort of update that information based on IDs, based on sort of content and data. So this is actually happening today. Another government department of ours that we work with has got 750 robots that run simultaneously that are actually doing just this. This is called, I mentioned I was going to stay away from acronyms, but this is basically an automation tool called Robotic Process Automation, or an RPA. And increasingly businesses are now actually using automations to automate a lot of the operational side of their business. In technology, AI and automation is really, I mean, it's no surprise. It's radically changing the way we think about software development. We're accelerating development processes with code generation, debugging assistance, and algorithm optimization. When we're done, I'll introduce a couple of my colleagues from Invdev, and we can talk about how we actually use AI to basically almost shadow our junior developers who are just learning to improve their software engineering skills. You can obviously use AI for IT support and tech innovation, cybersecurity analysis. So you could be you're running a website and you might want to identify potential security vulnerabilities and recommend preventive measures. You can do that using AI like ChatGPT. And of course, system integration, you can assist in integrating various business systems and technologies for seamless operations. And again, this is something that you can almost, give it to a smaller team, or you can give it to somebody like us and say, here's our issues. How do we go fix these? Here's an example of one. This is nice and easy, nothing too complicated. This is actually a sort of a marketing tech example. So can you show me and tell me what's wrong with the following tracking code? And this is the code, and you stick that into ChatGPT, and it basically goes, it seems like there's a couple of syntax errors and typos in your tracking code. Let me correct them for you. And there you go. The changes are made down on the bottom, like that. There's a new AI that was released about a month ago called Devin, and Devin is reporting that their engineering performance is significantly better than the well-known ChatGPT versions. So this is a world that's only going to get better and faster. AI and automation can be used to drive your business in the legal and compliance space. So you can do document review, streamline the review of your legal documents, identifying key clauses and potential compliance issues. You can do regulatory monitoring. So our business has just gone through a review of our ISO accreditations for 9001, 27001, and 14001. And one of the questions I was asked, because I look after some of the legal stuff in our group, was, how do you monitor your regulatory compliance? You can use AI to do this, nice and easy. Contract management, assist in drafting, reviewing, and managing of contracts for efficiency and compliance. This is a big one that I, again, use for internally. I use AI to basically help us figure out how to sort of streamline all of our contracts. Legal research, you can quickly sift through legal databases for case laws or precedents relevant to specific legal issues. And in fact, I think there's an AI called, I want to say it's Harvey, which has done a lot of work with OpenAI to do a very specific kind of version of ChatGPT for the legal industry. And policy development, aid in developing and updating company policies to ensure they meet legal standards. HR. You no doubt have heard that in HR, you can use AI to automate initial CV screening, focusing on specific qualifications and experience. This has been going on for a number of years, but is picking up at pace. Employee engagement, you can analyze employee feedback to enhance workplace culture and engagement. Training and development, you can develop personalized training programs. This is something that we do, again, internally, and we'd love to help you figure this out. We used to do Google Classrooms, and in fact, our CIO on the call, Johnny Russell, could talk to this. We used to do Google Classrooms, and now we're kind of looking at actually how do we actually create more tailored and personalized training and development programs using chat. And in performance analysis, provide insights into employee performance and suggest areas for improvement or further development. And policy creation, aid in the development and updating of HR policies, ensuring they are comprehensive and compliant with current laws. This is a world that's moving, as they say, at pace. Only a couple of months ago, OpenAI announced some major new initiatives, making it faster, cheaper, and more efficient. And one of the key things that was talked about was the fact that they're launching something called mini GPTs, and that there's going to be a store of them, kind of like a marketplace of GPT. So not just from OpenAI, but from ChatGPT, but from other folks as well. And not only that, that you could actually build them with speech. So you can actually build a GPT to do something very specific for your own world, just by talking to it. This gives you a sense of some of the GPTs that are on OpenAI already. So you can do that, like the image creations. I did that toolbox picture, the birthday cake picture. I used Dolly, that very top one, which is their sort of image one. The data analysis one is the one I used for the Mayor of London's data set on London's population growth models. And so there's all sorts of other ones you can look at in the at OpenAI's site. The skills that I think you need to use for AI. This is obviously, these are just my personal views. You can we can debate these if you like, but I think number one is creativity. Actually, in terms of people's ability to use AI, it's really down to how creative are you. You've got to have the ability and the desire to actually come up with questions and to be inquisitive and curious, and it all kind of sits with creativity. I think you also have to have strong communication skills. So if we look at why is it people might get frustrated with an initial version of a response that they get from ChatGPT, it's probably because they didn't ask enough questions or give it enough context. And I think that that is something that you can work on over time. But it's interesting how our communication skills actually improve by asking something like ChatGPT for more information when the initial response wasn't good enough. As I said, curiosity goes hand in hand with creativity. Perseverance is another skill that I think you're going to need with AI, and accepting that AI is not perfect. That's a big one. So understanding that AI is just simply a tool, It's only going to get you about 80% of the way, and you're going to have to do some work on the other end. Maybe it'll get you 90% of the way, but you're still going to have to do some of the work on your side to basically make sure that the solution you want is accurate, correct, and the one you want. So, and I think that's kind of it in terms of the presentation. I'd like to thank Surrey Chambers of Commerce, our partners over at Surrey Chambers, and particularly Neve and Georgia on the call, who've been super supportive of this. Surrey Chambers is, I know they're looking to do more and more in the digital and tech and AI space, and we're delighted to be working with them.